afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Josh.
And I'm Dr. Kristina.
And welcome to Crossroads Facebook Live.
I just lost it.
Somebody just lost. You might want to go off camera.
I lost my microphone. Sorry, guys.
We're going to get a lot of hits on this video.
Oops.
So welcome to Crossroads Facebook Live. Now, that is an example of stress. Doing something on a live video that you never intended to. So today we're going to be talking not just about stress, because we've been talking about stress the last couple of videos and what you do to kind of help really alleviate it, because right now we are in such a state of stress. Everybody's stressed out. We all are. There's just no doubt about it, right? Yeah. We're all kind of...
Because our routines are out of whack. And
our routines are out of whack. You can't go do things, right, and all that. So we know you're stressed out. So today we wanted to talk about what actually happens to your body when you're stressed out. Because if you understand what happens, that'll help you understand why you're feeling what you're feeling. Yeah. And also, so you have better understanding so that you can actually counteract that with some of the things that we talked about before.
Exactly. That's it.
Awesome.
All right.
So now that you got your mic all set up, Kristina.
My mic is good.
Is it good?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Do you need a black screen there? Or something for you? So, what are some of the facts, Dr. Kristina?
So,
flushed face?
I know.
So you have that right now.
Oh, I'm kind of blushing now because I realize I'm kind of silly. Anyway, so it can affect you in 3 types of ways, I guess. And we're just going to kind of do a bit of an overview because really we could go actually quite in depth into this topic.
It's really you can get really, really detailed with all the information.
So we're just going to give you kind of like a basic understanding. Yep. So it can affect you in physical ways, and it can affect you in chemical ways, and it can affect you in emotional ways. Yep. Right? So when I talk about physical way that stress will affect you is tightness in your muscles. Like, so things physically that you'll feel in your body. Tightening of the muscles, and you can have more pain. You can start to feel more pain when before something, maybe an injury that you had previously, was fine. You were kind of dealing with it okay, but all of a sudden just kind of becomes a whole lot worse. Yeah. That could be because of stress. Yeah. Also with chemical issues. So
let's get back to physical for a second. A good example, really, if you think about it, is if you see someone who's sick, what happens? Your shoulders hunch over, you bend over, you physically shrink. Your body wants to get into this protection mode because naturally your body wants to protect the core, the heart, the lung, all the major organs, right? So it's going to kind of contract. And so that's basically what happens with the physical is you get this thing, and so it changes your biomechanics. Your body doesn't work. If you bend over, you're not going to breathe as easily. Your lungs have to work harder. Your heart gets compressed.
You have more shallow breathing.
Your digestion gets affected. So all the physical movements, not just you walking around, but all the movements inside, circulation, digestion, respiration, all that gets affected, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. So that's physical.
That's physical. The next one is... now you lost your microphone. See, it's not just me today. So the next one is chemical effects that can have on your body, and those are basically with the hormones and the neurotransmitters, different things that are circulating in your body. Specifically, cortisol goes up. Cortisol is the stress hormone, like the stress hormone.
If you talk to most people, they call that the death hormone.
Yeah.
Because it has such a damaging effect on the whole body. Obviously, I believe everything has a purpose. Cortisol has a purpose, but
it has a purpose.
But in the stress, it's so high for so long. That's when it has all the damaging effects.
Yeah,
right?
It can create a lot of problems. I mean, you start to gain weight. You start to be really tired all the time. You have like brain fog. You can start to have sleeping issues. Right? You can't sleep the same way or the same pattern. You wake up more during the night. That kind of thing. Have a harder time falling asleep. And I mean, it'll decrease, the endorphins that are released, serotonin, dopamine, all those happy chemicals, that circulate through the body when you do things that make you feel good, and so those go down, and then people just start to feel more depressed, which kind of leads into the third issue, which is emotional. Yep. So because of all these things going on in the body, you will emotionally react to that too, right? And so whether you realize it or not, sometimes people are under stress and they don't even realize it. You're like, I'm so sad all the time, or I can cry at the drop of a hat,
or I have the shortest fuse.
My
kids do something and I blow up. Well, that's a sign of stress. That's a sign of chronic stress where you don't have that that
you don't have that coping ability
that coping
anymore.
ability. Yeah.
Any little thing will just shoot everything off the charts.
Off the charts. Yeah.
You know, and so you can see it when people start to get more anxious, more depressed. You know, you just have a more depressed mood.
You're not happy. Things that usually make you happy don't make you happy anymore. Those are signs of just and obviously that's outside of our scope talking about the psychological treatments and that, but those are all signs and symptoms of someone who's definitely under chronic stress, right?
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So just things to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
You know, because again, like I said, you can be under stress and not realize it.
Yep.
And then, you know, you can have like a really, you know, bad event or something because you're not dealing with it along the way properly.
Absolutely. So so the reason why we didn't want to do this too as well, so you can keep an eye on those types of symptoms that you're having. If you're having them, then that's we want to make sure that you are aware so that you can alleviate, which is previous videos which we talked about, you know, doing the things that you can handle stress right now, which we've talked about before. So if you haven't watched those videos, go back and check the videos that we did before on how to handle stress and what you should do, especially during this time right now where we are, where you have to be at home. Simple exercises, activities, movements, diets, things like that to help with stress. To
help with stress, help alleviate
which is fantastic.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
So if you like this video, please share it with everybody. Yeah. Follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Check out our website, www.crosschiro.ca. If you have any questions or ideas or thoughts on this video, please post them below in the comment section. And if you have any ideas or suggestions or questions that you want us to talk about in future videos, we've kind of gotten off our pattern during this period, just because we want to give videos to help you right now because you're at home, you're stressed, you're sedentary. We want to make sure that we can help as much as we can.
Exactly. So, give you coping mechanisms.
Awesome. So
awesome, guys.
Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Josh.
I'm Dr. Kristina.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hopefully no microphone issues.
No microphone issues.
No microphone issues.